Okay, so just for a second, imagine you're trying to run a video cable the length of, say, 3 football fields.
Wow. Okay. That's a long way.
A really long way. And not just for any old signal. We're talking perfect, completely uncompressed 4K picture quality. No glitching, no lag.
Right.
Now, if you tried to do that with a standard copper cable, the kind you buy at a big box store, you wouldn't even get to the 20-yard line before the signal just died.
No, you'd get nothing. It would be a complete blackout. Copper just can't handle the physics of that distance at that speed.
Exactly. But today we're looking at a piece of hardware that sort of laughs at that problem. We are unpacking the Avenview FO-DP4K-300-EMIX-SET.
It's a bit of a mouthful.
It is, but this DisplayPort extender is doing some seriously heavy lifting.
It really is. I mean, we are talking about moving huge amounts of data. The bandwidth on this thing starts at 21.6 gigabits per second.
21.6.
And it moves all that data over incredible distances using fiber optics.
Let's just pause on that number for a second. 21.6 gigabits.
Yep.
To give you some perspective, that's like downloading a full 2-hour HD movie, a distinct one, every 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's a ton of data. And when you try to push that through copper wire over 1,000 feet, the electrical resistance just, it blurs the signal. It's called attenuation.
The signal just loses its shape.
It completely loses its shape. But this device, it ditches the copper entirely for a single SC fiber optic cable. It's using photons light, so you don't have that resistance.
And no interference.
No electromagnetic interference, which is huge if you're running this cable through a stadium ceiling next to a bunch of high-voltage power lines.
I did notice the spec sheet said single SC connector. That's that common score one you see in server rooms, right? The push-pull kind.
That's the one.
Which is kind of wild because don't you usually need 2 strands of fiber for that kind of handshake? One to send and one to receive?
You usually do, yeah. So this set is pretty efficient. It manages that whole conversation on just a single strand.
And it's not just video, is it?
Not at all. It's a full AV tunnel. It supports 7.1 channel, LPCM, Dolby True HD, DTS-HD master audio. The works.
So it's a complete solution. But let me play devil's advocate here on the video. The big headline feature is uncompressed 4K at 60 Hz.
Right.
But be honest. Does uncompressed really matter? Can the human eye even tell the difference between this and a really high-end compressed stream from 300 meters away?
That's a great question. And look, for a consumer watching Netflix at home, maybe not. You probably wouldn't notice the little compression artifacts. But think about who this is for. Medical imaging, command and control centers, flight simulators.
Okay, right. High-stakes stuff.
Exactly. If a surgeon is looking at an MRI scan or an operator is trying to read a license plate on a video wall, you absolutely cannot have digital artifacts. Compression introduces errors. This just keeps the pipe wide open. Every single pixel is accurate.
It makes a lot of sense. Accuracy over convenience. And you mentioned a video wall. I saw it supports MST, that's multi-stream transport.
It does, and that basically lets you daisy chain multiple monitors from that single signal.
So you could have your computer, like 1,000 feet away in a secure server room, run one fiber cable to the receiver, and that receiver could then split the signal across, say, a 3-monitor setup at a desk.
That's the exact use case.
Which brings us to the design of the hardware itself. It's not just some little plastic dongle. This thing looks like it's built to be hidden away.
Well, it's what they call a new box type design. It's specifically made for rack mounting, and for installers, that's a big deal. Usually, these extenders are just awkward little boxes you have to zip tie behind a TV.
Right.
This is designed to slide right onto a standard server rack shelf. No messy wall wart power supplies cluttering everything up.
That professional build quality usually comes with a matching price tag, though. And I looked this up, and this is the painful part. We're looking at a list price of $3,598.67.
It is steep. Yeah. Even with that 10% discount they mentioned, you're still well over $3,000.
So safe to say, you are not buying this to hook up a PlayStation in your guest room.
Definitely not. That price is the cost of absolute reliability. If you're running the visuals for a Super Bowl halftime show or a massive live concert, the cost of a black screen is a lot higher than $3,600.
You're paying for insurance, really.
You're paying for insurance that the signal gets there perfectly every single time.
So when you boil it all down, we're really just looking at the invisible backbone of the high-def world we live in.
Absolutely. The stuff you never see but always rely on.
It's so easy to take for granted those crisp displays you see in airports or shopping malls. But the actual infrastructure to get the signal there is, Well, it's seriously heavy duty.
It really is. It kind of changes how you look at all those public spaces.
Totally. So next time you see a giant digital billboard, just remember, we expect data to be instant. But this device proves that instant at 4K resolution actually has a very specific price tag.
Yeah, it works out to about $3.50 a foot.
Now there's a thought to chew on. Thanks for listening to this deep dive.